see. The thing is, that doesn't look like this. There we go. Now that looks right. Jump into. Welcome in, everybody. It's another lovely Tuesday night here in Pine River as the Pine River-Backus Tigers are getting ready for another one here at home tonight against the Laporte Wildcats. Pine River is looking for a little bit of a get-back game right now. They're on a 5-game losing streak after starting the season 11-4. They're still on pace for a better record than they had last year, but definitely a little bump in the road in the middle of the season. But, you know, most coaches would say they'd rather hit adversity during the season than in the playoffs. So maybe this is a quality learning experience for them. And they're coming into a favorable matchup here at home tonight against an 0-19 Laporte Wildcats squad that has not pulled off a win. In fact, their closest win of the season was a closest loss, I should say, was a 40-49 loss on the road against Black Duck. Other than that loss, I believe they had one more that they lost by 10 points, but pretty much all of their losses come in the double-digit margin, and there's been a lot of those so far this season for the Laporte Wildcats. So possibly, a get-right game for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, possibly a trap game. You know, sometimes a team can come in after a little bit of a rough patch. They're playing a team that maybe is not as highly touted as they are, and they start feeling good about themselves going into it and get caught off guard. So for the Tigers' sake, let's hope this is a get-right game, and for the Wildcats' sake, let's hope this is a trap game. We got about 7 minutes here till tip-off. We're going to get through some more stuff here as we get ready to go here for the game here tonight, starting in just under 7 minutes. We're going to cut to an ad break real quick, and we'll come back here in a few minutes for the starting lineups and the keys to the game after this.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB.
And welcome back, everybody. My name's Colin Bosman here in Pine River on this lovely, lovely Tuesday evening. It is 7:18 right now. We'll have tip-off here in just about 5 minutes. I'm going to get into our keys to the game here real quick before we get started here tonight. These are two teams, as I mentioned earlier, that are coming off of some rough stretches. The Tigers have lost 5 in a row after a very good start to the season, and the Laporte Wildcats have yet to find their first win. This will be their 20th game this season. Now for my keys to victory for both squads. For the Tigers, just don't forget who you are. The Pine River-Backus boys basketball team this season has been a very good squad that has knocked off some very good teams in some very close games. So for the Tigers, you've hit a rough patch. It's been a rough 2-3 weeks. Five games down here over the last couple weeks. But, you were still a good basketball team. You're still one of the better basketball teams in the region. So just go out there and act like it. Play like the fans here in the stadium know that they can play. Now, for the Laporte Wildcats, the keys are going to be just a little bit different, seeing as the roster for the Laporte Wildcats is much smaller, much less experienced. I believe there's only 10 students here tonight from Laporte for the basketball team, I'll say. So we will see how that lack of depth possibly affects the Laporte Wildcats' play tonight. A couple key players are out for both teams, actually. Talonville now will not be participating tonight for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Taking his place in the starting lineup will be Grady Mungan, I believe. And then for the Wildcats, we'll be missing Owen Backus and Keaton Smith tonight. So both teams down a couple players. The Tigers are in a little bit of a better position to handle being down a player than the Wildcats are. But still, for the Wildcats, you're 0-19. You're coming in shorthanded on the road against a good team. You just got to play aggressive. You got to play with heart. You got to play with passion. Get out there, play physical defense. Don't allow easy shots. Close out. Be aggressive on defense and on offense. Drive the basket. Tire out this Pine River-Backus defense. And if you make them work on defense, that's going to cost them on offense. So for the Wildcats, I would just say go full throttle, full time, and the rest will happen. We've got just about a minute and a half here till the national anthem, and then after that we'll go through our starting lineups and get into the tip-off here. But until the national anthem is done, I'm going to shoot us to a commercial break, and we will be back here in just a couple minutes after this.
At Enbridge,
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Let's go bowling. Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River welcomes you in for a great time. Ask about leagues, including their new Fun Mixed Couples League. Thursday evening starting January 23rd. Bowl to help local heroes at Community Bowl. Saturday, February 22nd is the annual Fire Department Fundraiser Tournament. A 9-pin no-tap tournament and silent auction with proceeds benefiting the Pine River and Backus Fire Departments. Just $35 entry. Open to the public. Call for details or to donate. Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Shrub Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrub Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. Online at shrubexcavating.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Welcome back, everybody. The Tigers and the Wildcats are getting ready to do battle here, announcing the starting lineups here to the arena, so I will do that as well. Now, typically for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, Talon Villeneuve would be in the starting lineup. He is out tonight. Taking his place will be Grady Mongan. The other starters for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, number 1, Tate Norman. Number 5, Isaiah Awley. Number 24, Isaiah Downey. Number 45, Dalton Minion. And number 14, Grady Mongan. For the Laporte Wildcats, their starters tonight are number 3, Isaac Clyde. Number 5, Henry Weber. Number 15, Zach Honer. Number 24, Ryder Comfer. And number 32, Stephen Brockman. Now, the lineups have been announced here, and we are getting ready to go. Dalton Minion and Stephen Brockman will face off for the tip-off here. And with 18 minutes on the clock here in the first half, here we go. And the Tigers are able to win the initial tip-off here. Downey has it, passes over to Mongan. Mongan to Norman. And Minion taking it down the baseline, puts it up and under, and Minion gets the first points of the game. 1 for 1 today so far for the Tigers. And that pass came in off of Mongan. I don't think that really counts as an assist, though. Minion did take the full steps of the baseline there. And here's a whistle. A push-off on Mongan, so the Wildcats will retain possession of the ball here and keep it moving. Here's a cross-court pass that goes out of bounds on the other side. That one was courtesy of Zach Honer. Turnover here, so the Tigers will take over possession. Downey brings it up the court, passes to Ollie. Ollie's liable to take those deep threes. We'll see if he's got one in now. He cuts inside, tries to put it up off the glass. Rebound pulled in by Honer. And here's the Wildcat offense as Weber tries to put it in. Can't get it over the rim there. Rebounded by Ollie. And at the other end, pass to Mongan to Downey. Downey pulls the three. He's got about a foot of clearance from the line, and that one will swish. 5-0 lead for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. A good start here for the home team. Weber passes to Honer. Honer loses it, but gets it back from Norman. Passes across to Comfer. Comfer loses it to Ollie. Ollie passes it in off of a Wildcat, and so that will be a turnover, and the Tigers will get possession here. Downey bringing it up the court. Ollie to Downey. Back to Ollie at the key. Ollie fires from three, no good. Rebounded by Honer. Weber brings it up the court. Handoff here for Brockman. Brockman passes to Honer. Honer floats that into Brockman. Brockman tries to bail out for Weber, but a miscommunication offensively leads to that one going out of bounds. 2 minutes have passed. Score is 5-0. Ollie brings it up for the Tigers. Norman has it. Passes into Minion. Minion up and off the glass. Another two for Minion. And Norman's first assist of the night. 7-0. Here comes Weber. Now Honer tries to put it up and over. Can't get it. Honer gets his own rebound, though, and tries to pull the long mid-range. Can't get it to fall. Rebound Weber, though. And that's pulled away and stolen by Mongan. Mongan can't find Ollie on the down court pass. Here comes Weber. No points yet for the Wildcats. See if they can make something happen here. Inbound, or passed into Brockman. Brockman has it tipped by Minion, but that goes off of Isaiah Downey, so the Wildcats will keep possession here. And that one is tipped off out of bounds by another Tiger, so a repeat of the inbound coming up. And a little bit of a wrestle for the ball here. See what direction that goes in there. Determine it's in the direction of the Tigers, so the Wildcats will retain possession. 15 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Weber looking to inbound. Gets that out for Comfer. Comfer loses it, gets it back, working against Downey. And Comfer goes to the ground. Another whistle here, and it looks like it's just a personal foul. Honer tries to float that up, finds Comfer. Comfer gives it back to Weber. Weber surveying the defense, trying to work his way to the right side, passes it under to Brockman. Brockman goes under to Weber, but Weber loses it. It's stolen by Ollie. At the other end, Ollie, whistle blown. Ollie will inbound the ball here, gets that into Minion. And Ollie looking for the big three. Doesn't take it, steps inside, has that ripped away. That's stolen by Clyde. It's been a little bit of a slow start for both teams. 0 on the board for the Wildcats, although that changes right now as Steven Brockman takes that one inside and gets it up off the glass, off the assist from Honer. 7-2 is your score as we dip under 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Norman has it in the paint, passes it up to Minion. That one is no good. I believe that may have been blocked by Honer, but I don't really have confirmation on that. And here is a personal foul on Mongan, I believe. Yes. So Honer will inbound the ball for the Wildcats. And a timeout is taken here by the Laporte Wildcats. So we will cut to break, and we'll be right back after this short timeout.
At Enbridge.
The great people. Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Let's
rock and roll, folks. We are back here after the timeout by the Wildcats. Score is 7-2 here. We're nearing halfway through the first half. I guess I could say we're about a quarter of the way through this game. Actually, a quarter of the way through the first half. Anyways, a missed shot there by the Wildcats. Rebound by Ollie. Ollie taking it down the baseline. They're not going to count that. He'll say the foul was before the shot. No, they will count that. So those two are good for Ollie, and he'll get the three-point play here. And that one falls for Ollie. 10-2, here is your score. Weber trying to find an opening, passes into Clyde. Clyde out to Honer. Honer working against Oberfell. And Honer almost gets it off the glass. No good, though. Rebounded by Sjogren. And here is a whistle. Kind of chopping up the flow of the game here, the officiating. Not saying it's incorrect. It's just kind of slowing things down, I feel like. Here's Ollie, though. Passes to Sjogren on the left side. And now into Nelson. Back out to Sjogren. Sjogren misses the three-pointer. Oberfell gets the rebound, though, and passes it out to Norman. Norman loses it, but Oberfell grabs it back. And this one goes back to Norman. Here's a foul. That is going to be another three-point play for the Tigers, I believe. Oberfell gets the assist. And that free throw is no good for Norman. And here is a foul after the rebound by Ollie. I'm going to say that is on the Wildcats, though. So Ollie will just inbound the ball here for the Tigers, and we will keep the ball rolling. Passed out to Norman. Norman taking it down the baseline. Can't get that one off the glass. Nelson and Brockman fight for it, but Weber comes up with the rebound. Already a group of substitutions in for the Tigers. No subs made for the Wildcats. Mentioned earlier they have a much lighter roster in terms of population, I would say. Anyways, here's the pass in. They're going to call a shooting foul on Weber. Say he got a piece of Ollie's hand as he was going past. Weber is not super happy about that, but is being very professional. Here comes the free throws from Ollie. First one falls. And now the second. And that one falls as well. 14-2 is your score. We've got 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Weber brings it up the court for the Wildcats. Weber passes into Clyde. Clyde fumbles it, and it is going to be recovered by Nelson, but there is a whistle. And they will determine that it is Tigers' ball. Ollie brings it up the court here for the Tigers. And what a efficient possession by the Tigers. Ollie to Sjogren to Nelson to Norman, who put that in off the glass. Nelson passes to Ollie. Ollie down the court to Norman. Norman with the transition dunk. Two more for Norman. And the assist goes to Ollie after that play. A great pass from midcourt down. And the extra point falls through for Norman after the contact led to the three-point opportunity. Here comes Weber. It's 19-2. Clyde has it. Passes to Comfer. Comfer looking for an outlet. And that is stolen, but then tipped out of bounds by Oberfell. So the Wildcats will retain possession. And some more subs coming out for the Tigers. And Braden Smerod is coming in for Isaac Clyde for the Wildcats. I believe that may be the only player they have that they can substitute in. So it'll be kind of curious to see how they manage the workload here tonight for the Wildcats. Here comes Weber taking it in the paint, and Weber gets that one to fall. 19-4 now. Oberfell surveying the defense, passes to Sjogren. Gets it back, gives this now to Mongan over on the right side. And Oberfell pulls the three. It's going to be off back rim, rebounded by Minion. So the Tigers keep possession. Mongan passes to Downey in the corner, who puts the three up. It's no good, and that'll be swatted out of bounds by Oberfell. So the Wildcats will take over possession after the miss. And here comes Weber and Brockman. Weber passes off for Smerod. Smerod to Honer. Honer with a one-handed pass inside to Brockman. Brockman can't get it to fall off the glass. Ollie gets the rebound. And Sjogren now on the left side. Back up to Ollie in the center. Mongan now on the right side. Gives it to Sjogren. And now Ollie from three. That's going to be off front rim. No good. Rebounded by Comfer. Brockman has it. Passes into Honer, who loses it. Stolen by Minion. Ollie puts this one up off the glass and gets it to fall. 21-4 is your new score. And a timeout is called by the Wildcats. Looks like Honer's a little shaken up. We will cut to a quick break and we'll come right back.
At
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a...
And welcome back. It wasn't a real timeout. I think it was just a injury timeout or a player timeout or something like that. But we are back and ready to rock now. A new player has entered the court for the Wildcats. That's Damon Forsman. He's a junior and a key component to the JV squad. Downey will inbound this for the Tigers. Mongan passes over to Sjogren, who gives it to Downey. Mongan double teamed on the right side. Into Oberfell. Mongan has an open three to take, and he does. That one's off the glass, no good. And there's the buzzer. So the Wildcats will take... oh, sorry, hiccup. The Wildcats will take over possession there. And that one falls in for Weber. 21-6 now as the Wildcats are finally getting a little bit of offensive momentum. And the whistle is blown there before the shot falls from Cole Oberfell. And Minion will take two. No good, but the rebound by Downey. And Norman can't keep it alive. Mongan does, though. Gives it to Sjogren. Sjogren into Norman, and Norman gets it into Downey, who puts it off the glass.
I wouldn't change it much.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. And this one off the glass, but no good for the Wildcats and Weber. And Minion gets this one to fall for the Tigers. Weber bringing it up the court now for the Wildcats. Passes over to Forsman in the corner. Forsman into Brockman. Brockman gets it up off the glass, but no good. Downey with the rebound. 25-6 is your score. And that one falls for Minion. Weber taking it down the right side, looking for an outlet. Gets this out for Smerid. Smerid working towards the left side. Passes that off to Forsman. Weber pulls the jumper, gets that one to fall. Good shot from Weber. 27-8. Sjogren to Downey to Mongan. Mongan to Sjogren. And back again. And now Downey has the open three, but passes into Norman. Norman to Minion, and that one is going to be automatic tonight. Minion has been unguardable in the paint. He leads all scoring with 10. And now a timeout is actually called. So we will cut to a break, and we'll be right back.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at hannikininsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
And we are back, folks, here in Pine River, where the Tigers are holding on to a 29-8 lead. There's about 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. A pretty dominant start to the game for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. But this is what you would expect from a team that was 11-4 and possibly a favorite, as Tate Norman gets the steal, and in transition he tries to do the behind the back. Can't get the dunk to fall through, but he's okay. And Downey picks it up behind him and cleans up the act. Sorry, trying to keep track of the stats from that last one, and then I believe Downey actually got the rebound on the possession following, where the Wildcats took it down the court, did not make the shot. Here is the Tigers again on offense. Norman trying to get it in, and that one falls. We'll see if that's going to be the shooting foul he needs for the three-point play, and it is. So 2 more down for Norman, and he'll have a chance at a third here. And no good on the rebound for Norman. Minion gets the rebound and puts up another shot, but can't get it to fall. And Downey comes around and cleans up the act. Waiting on confirmation on that. Not getting any. But Minion did have a rebound there. As that three-pointer bounces off the rim, that'll be rebounded by Sjogren. Mongan back up to Sjogren at the key. 35-8 is the score right now. Downey will inbound the ball after the personal foul by the Wildcats. Floated up to Norman. Norman cannot get the floating jumper to fall, and Minion will swat that one out of bounds, and the Wildcats will have possession here. Weber bringing it up the court. Forsman loses it, stolen by Norman. Norman tries to do another one-hander this time, rims out again, rebounded by Forsman. Weber working his way down the left side, hands off for Comfer. Comfer puts a shot up but can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Sjogren. Sjogren passes to Downey. Downey loses it, passes out to Minion. Minion passes to Norman. Norman can't get it to fall. Norman gets an offensive rebound and second chance points, though. And Honer pulls a deep three, no good for the big man. 37-8 is your score right now. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to go here in this first half. Norman passes to Mongan on the right side. Mongan back up to Sjogren here at the key. Sjogren passes into Minion. Minion has it pulled away from him. Honer gets the steal, but then a personal foul is called here on Downey, and the Wildcats will inbound the ball. 2.5 minutes here in this first half now. 37-8 is the score. The Pine River-Backus Tigers lead. Here comes Weber for the Wildcats. Coming down the left side. Hands off here for Kampfman. No, Kampfer, not Kampfman. My bad. And a foul on the shot, so I believe Kampfer will... No, just a personal foul before the shot. So the Wildcats retain possession. And that one's swatted out of bounds by Downey. So the Wildcats will try to inbound it once again here. Inbounded to Brockman. Brockman, inaccurate pass, gives it right to Sjogren. And Mason Nelson gets that one to fall for the Tigers. Brockman for the Wildcats passes this over to Smerad. Smerad to Honer. Honer with the turnaround fade. Rebounded by Weber, but a personal foul will give that over to the Tigers, I believe. No, to the Wildcats. They will retain possession. 1:51 on the clock. And Ollie smacks that one out of bounds. Ollie has swatted multiple inbounds out of bounds now, and the turnaround fadeaway off the inbound for Kampfer's no good. Sjogren passes to Ollie. Ollie gets that one to fall. 41-8 is your score. 1.5 minutes to go here in this first half. 25 on the shot clock for the Wildcats. Passed into Honer. Honer hands it back off to Weber, who gets the short range midi to fall. 41-10. Downey over to Ollie. Ollie lets the three fly. It's going to be off back rim. Ollie gets his own rebound. Passes over to Nelson. Nelson into Oberfell. Oberfell off the glass. Gets that one to fall. It's an assist for Nelson. And Ollie gets a rebound there as well. Ollie actually leads the game in rebounds right now. Not usually his game, but it has been tonight as that one falls for Honer. And an impressive post move gets him some points there before halftime. 35 seconds to go, 43-12. Ollie pulls the three, and that one goes through. Finally breaking the seal is Ollie. His fourth three, his first one that goes in. 15 seconds, and a whistle blown. They're going to call a travel. That'll be a turnover. The Tigers will take over here with 12.6 on the clock. Downey with 12 seconds. Into Nelson. Nelson to Oberfell. Oberfell off the glass. And there it is again. And there is the clock. And that will take us to halftime. 48-12, Pine River leads. We're going to cut to a short break, and when we come back, I'll break down the first half and talk about what we can expect to see in the second half after this.